Spawn Point, the show for gamers, by gamers. I'm Goose.
I'm Brad.
I'm Bajo.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N.
This week on the show, it's a left, then a right, then an uppercut as we review ARMS. Ding ding! Ding ding!
Plus, we get behind the wheel of Lightning McQueen in Cars 3 Driven to Win.
All right. Nobody likes a show off.
On top of all that, we've also got part 2 of my E3 adventures to show you.
Ah, what an exciting episode ahead. Darren, you better get on with your tricky trivia for this week.
Affirmative, Bajo. Motivate your brain matter, spawnlings. It's time for Darren's Challenge. Today, I'm asking you this. In Splatoon, where does Mo the clownfish live? Answer at the end of the show.
Ooh, that's a tough one, Darren, but I think I have an inkling of what the answer might be.
Well, now it's time to rev up for our first review.
I've made this look easy, right?
In Cars 3 Driven to Win, Lightning McQueen is on the way out. He's nearly done and dusted. But he has one more chance to get back in the race and return to the sport he loves.
Oh, I get it. Fans love a comeback story, right?
And to do that, he's got to hit the track and race a lot.
Yeah, and that's the general premise of the game. But to be honest, you don't need to worry about the story, because this is all about the racing,
Whoa, what happened there?
doing crazy stunts, and trying to beat your friends to the finish line.
Something is very off.
Affirmative. Cars 3 can even be played in 4-player split screen. And the most fun, Battle Race. Oh my, the rockets, the explosions.
Ah, so spectacular! Battle Race is the mode that's most like Mario Kart, with you picking up lots of explosive items on the track and trying to take down your opponents. And guys, I was surprised how much fun this mode actually is.
It's great, isn't it? Overall, I thought the racing and track design in this game is really solid. There's heaps of variety in locations, and they're all well constructed, with plenty of shortcuts and beautiful backdrops. And the feel of the cars is great, with a focus on drifting and boosts.
I love racing!
In fact, to be the best racer, it is imperative to drift and perform stunts as much as possible to fill your boost gauge and get ahead of the pack. Simple controls make this very accessible to gamers of all ages, but the game also offers a bit of risk-reward to those who want to go pro.
There's heaps of cars from the films to choose from and customize, and they all look great too. You can even customize cars to auto-drift, although I think it is more effective if you just drift yourself.
I agree, even inexperienced racers will get the hang of this forgiving car handling and drift quickly.
Racing tip alert! Cars 3 appears to use a rubber banding catch-up system to help keep cars within a fair distance from each other. The difference between first and second usually comes down to who saved up a boost until the very end of the race.
Thanks, everybody. That was a real thrill.
Good tip, Darren. You know, movie tie-in games are usually terrible, like 99% of them, but this one is actually awesome. In fact, it's one of the best movie tie-in games I have ever played. I would have liked some more sound effects maybe for different tire screeches and different terrains, but that aside, I think fans of the series will be more than happy with this fun little racer. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I agree. It's not perfect, but it's so hard to put down when every time you race, you're unlocking something new. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens. My name is Rad, and I've traveled all the way to LA for this year's E3. I knew it was going to be big, but now I'm worried there's more here than I can ever cover, and I'm starting to wonder, could E3 be too big for just one Rad?
Goose! Oh, Rad, there you are! I've been looking all over for you. You enjoying E3?
Well, there's so much to see and do, but I gotta be honest, I'm getting a little overwhelmed.
Yes, I remember my first E3 was pretty overwhelming, and I thought that might be the case, so I got you a little bit of an E3 refresher pack. Check it out! It's got hand sanitizer, that's from Bajo, there's heaps of snacks, and your special boat meal shirt.
Oh, boat meal! Oh, I miss you, boy. Thanks, Goose, this is just what I needed. All right, E3, watch out because Rad is coming for you. Sorry, I forgot my pack, thanks.
Now I'm all recharged. I'm feeling indestructible, like some sort of E3 superhero, which is actually perfect for my next stop on the floor.
LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 is the next iteration in the LEGO games. Matt, what is the story about this time?
This time, the main baddie of the story is Kang, and he wants to create his own sort of perfect city that's outside of time. So he's taking locations from all around, and basically the heroes are trying to stop him.
What's the worst that can happen if you mess with the space-time continuum? A planet with a face.
So we're going to have over 200 characters, tons of heroes, tons of villains, and you'll get to play as loads of them through the story.
And how do they all play differently?
Yeah, so that's a really important thing for us. So fans of these characters want to be able to play these characters and expect them to feel like you'd expect them to. So when you're playing as Spider-Man, you want to have all the abilities that Spider-Man has. So we put a lot of time and effort into making sure that that is exactly how it is. They all have the abilities you'd expect. And we want to make sure that we capture these personalities of the characters. So that's going to be really, really cool.
All the more to make you feel like a superhero.
Exactly, yeah. That's what it's all about. Being able to take control of these characters and be the hero in the game.
Next up, Sony asked me to call by their booth and check out something secret they've been working on.
So, PlayLink is an idea for PlayStation where you control the game with your phone. So you download an app for your smartphone, and then you control the game called Frantics. And Frantics is a collection of small, wacky minigames.
I saw that it's got a Sly Fox character running the game.
Yeah, so he's a host, and he's always tries to mess with people, so he's like creating alliances, or like giving people secret missions and so on. And you can use the phone for stuff like that, so you can like read the mission here, and I'm like, oh, I need to make him win. Okay, I'll bump this person off the mountain. We really love making games for new, weird controllers, and the cool thing about phones is that, you know, even your mom know how to play on a phone, right? So you can like invite the whole family or like your friends over that don't normally play video games. You can play Frantics with them because it's so much more approachable.
What's your favorite character in Frantics?
I really like the elephant because it's so funny. It's like has this big flappy ears and a big trunk and so on. But all of the animals are like really roughed up and like looking really weird. So we have one of the mini games. You jump out of a parachute and you have to fall down, and like somebody hits the ground, they get just totally squashed. It's really cool to see like people playing this game. We have a bunch of other games that are made with PlayLink, and all of them are so different and diverse.
Yeah! I'm here with Julian, who is the player experience director on The Crew 2. Tell me what the reception was like when the trailer dropped.
It was amazing. It was a very good moment for the team, all the people who worked hard on the game, so it was an amazing moment.
Now, there was a bit of a story in The Crew 1. Are we going to see a story in this one too?
Yes, we'll have a story. It's going to be a little bit different because we are going to introduce 4 families, and then you will be able to pick up whatever you want to play, a boat, a car, a plane, and then experience everything and master all the disciplines.
Ah!
We want to make sure that all the vehicles are easy to pick up, and then even if you don't have a driver license, you will be able to drive the car within the city or use the plane. So it's easy to pick up, but you can master them and to do crazy stuff. And we have an amazing feature called the Fast Fab, so you can switch quite easily with one click, seamlessly. You jump directly from a car to a plane, and then down to the river. It's an amazing feature. It's quite easy. So even without any license, you can drive all the US on the boat, on a car, on the plane.
Wait, you said all the US. Surely you don't mean all the US.
All the US.
That's amazing. That's insane. How do you build something that big?
We walked a lot.
Now I'm off to the Nintendo booth, where this year it was all about everyone's favorite red-hatted hero. Speaking of Mario,
I'm here with Charles Martinet, who is the voice of Mario. Are you excited about the new Mario games?
Woohoo! You bet I am. You know, this Mario Odyssey is the most exciting, fun, magical game I've ever played. And I knew it the minute I walked into the studio and I saw the first animations. The first thing I went, this is magical.
Here we go, off the rails. But you know, it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew.
What's your favorite feature about the new Odyssey game?
Oh, mamma mia. I love everything about it. You know, it's all about Cappy.
Come on!
You know, and the hats and becoming the characters. I think that's the magic of Nintendo, is creating fun, you know, and it's what I wish for everybody, you know, that do what you love to do in life, find your passions and your happiness, and express yourself through what you do. And I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I get to do that and then come to a great event like E3 and actually meet people. So it's really terrific.
super lucky to get to talk to you. Can we give a shout out to all the spawnlings at home?
Hello, Super Spawnlings. It's me, Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia! You guys, you number one. Ha ha! See you in my games.
Yes, it seems like Mario is everywhere this year. He's even joining up with some rather unconventional characters in what is arguably E3's biggest surprise announcement.
I'm here with David, who is the creative director of Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Tell me about how you came up with the concept for this game.
We said, okay, let's try to break the rules and find something unique for both of them. And we said, okay, why not proposing something completely new for the turn-based combat game? And that's why we decided to combine the two phases, combat and exploration.
How did you think that those two worlds were going to fit together?
Mario is a well-known hero. Rabbids are well-known chaotic creatures. So if throughout the game the Rabbids are learning from Mario how to become heroes, Mario will learn how to crack a joke.
Tell me about some of the ways you've changed classic gameplay to make it fit for this game.
As you noticed, there are special effects that we call super effects that are applied as an additional behavior when you hit the enemy, such as being able to bounce enemy out of the ground, pushing them, or just the burn, for example. If you hit them with the burn effect, they will run and scream with their bottom on fire, and they will propagate the fire if they touch other units. Mario Kart had a huge influence on us. What could be the combat if it was almost a Mario Kart on foot?
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and I can't wait to get stuck into the game.
I can't wait to have the player playing the game, and thanks a lot for this E3. It was phenomenal.
It sure was phenomenal, but after only 3 short days, it was all coming to a close. Which gave me a moment to think about just what an amazing time of year E3 is. If there was ever any doubt about how important or wide-reaching games are, this event certainly settles it.
Well, now it's time for this little rad to make the big trip home. But what a whirlwind adventure it's been. It's exhilarating to get to play games that have only just been announced and have conversations with the people who made them. I feel really lucky that I got to share this experience with all these people, and of course you guys at home.
Hey Rad, great job covering E3 this year.
Thanks, Goose!
Okay, there's no time to waste today, so let's get straight into it with this one from Olimar 2.0, who is in PNF 404, New South Wales.
Olimar 2.0? What happened to 1.0?
He got an upgrade.
Oh.
Hi GGSP, I have 3 questions for you. 1, do you know anything about Pikmin 4, or is Hey Pikmin going to be Pikmin 4? 2, is the Switch going to have Hey Pikmin on it? 3, do you know whether Nintendo has any planned releases for the Wii U? Please answer, or my Pikmin will hack your consoles! Bajo, do these. Thanks.
Well, Olimar 2.0, firstly, no, Hey Pikmin won't count as Pikmin 4. There is a separate, fully fledged 4th sequel coming.
Yeah, the game's creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, simply said, it is progressing.
Sadly, that's all we know about it, although I think we could make an educated guess that it's going to be about Pikmin and will come out on the Switch.
As for question number 2, no, I don't think Nintendo has any plans to bring Hey Pikmin to the Switch. I mean, they might, but they haven't said that they will, so I wouldn't hold my breath, especially with Pikmin 4 coming for the console.
And finally, no, Zelda Breath of the Wild was Nintendo's last game for the Wii U. Other developers are still making games for the console, but Nintendo has completely stopped making games for it altogether, so don't expect to see Wii U versions of Super Mario Odyssey or Splatoon 2.
Yeah, it's all about that Switch now. But let's move on now to this one from Thumbs Up, who is in Land of Frogs in New South Wales.
Land just of frogs.
Delicious.
Sounds like a hopping good time. Hi GGSP, I have some questions I would like answered for the holy frogs of our kind. 1. On your E3 streams, there was a new Toys to Life game for the Switch, and I was wondering if that could be played online. If so, will other future Toys to Life games be online too? 2. Will Forza Motorsport 7 have the ability to free Rome, or is that the Horizon series? 3. How many levels are there in Human 4 Flat? Now, random question, do you like frogs? Rad, do this.
Wow!
Goose, do that. I'll just get Goose on the phone. Goose, do this. Bajo eats butter. So do I need to eat the butter by itself, or can I have it with something, or on something like toast?
Well, it doesn't actually specify. You know what you should do? You should eat some cake, because there's butter in cakes, and then we can get cake!
Hello, Darren speaking.
Hi, Darren. It's Bajo and Rad here from the Ask Spawn Point desk. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
That's nice. It's good to hear your voice. We need cake, Darren! We need cake stats!
Oh, of course, I'd love to make you a cake. What's the occasion?
Oh, cake alert. I need to eat some butter.
Oh, well, that's as good a reason for cake as any, I suppose. One buttery cake coming right up.
Yes! Cake is on the way!
Yes! Cake acquired. Back to your questions, though. I'm guessing the Toys to Life game you're talking about there is Starlink Battle for Atlas. And at the moment, they haven't confirmed or revealed any kind of online multiplayer.
They have said there will be split-screen co-op, though, and Ubisoft games often have some online aspect to them, so they may just be waiting to reveal their online plans.
And we can't predict the future, so we don't know if other Toys to Life games will support online either.
Indeed. As for if Forza 7 will have free roam, I'm pretty sure it won't. The Forza Horizon games are the ones with all the open-world free roam stuff, whereas Forza Motorsports games only let you race on pre-made tracks.
And lastly, Human Fall Flat has 7 levels, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they're pretty big and tricky, so it does take a while to finish them all. But let's move on now to this one, and we have a video question from Edith in the ACT.
Hi, Spawn Point. I have 2 questions for you. 1, I was wondering if you wanted a kid to join the show, to be on TV and on your show. It would be cool. 2, on the first episode of the year, Brad got zapped to the couch. What did it feel like? Bye!
Edith, thank you for your question. We're always looking for ways to get you Spawnlings involved with the show. It was great having Julian on board, for example, to help with all those coding corner segments.
Oh, he's great, isn't he? And it's why we do Ask Spawn Point, so we can let you guys help make part of the show with us. We love getting your video questions.
Indeed we do. I don't think we're currently looking for any full-time Spawnling hosts, but it's not a bad idea. We should put that to the AOC board, Rad.
Oh, yes, we should. As for how the zap felt, well, it's hard to say. You know that feeling you get when you drink really cold soft drink really quickly and you kind of shiver all over? Well, it's a bit like that. It's kind of bubbly on the inside and shivery on the outside.
Did it hurt?
No, not at all. I mean, it tickled, but it didn't hurt. Well, that's all the time we have for this week, so if you've got a question that you'd like to ask us, you can go here and send it in.
Special delivery!
Oh, cake time!
Oh, cake time!
Yes, I can't wait to eat this cake! No, I can wait, because what is this?
It's your buttery cake, Bajo.
This doesn't look like cake, Darren.
It is! It's 99% butter, 1% other.
I don't want to eat it.
But you said that you would. But, you promised.
Okay, for the Spawnlings,
yeah.
I will eat the butter cake.
I dare you to.
Oh. Too much butter.
This is a terrible idea.
All right, guys, we all warmed up? Feeling loose and limber?
Or Lucy over here, Goosey.
Running at nominal temperature.
Excellent.
Then let's get ready to rumble!
You hit me.
Sorry, Goose. Technically, the gloves hit you.
That's true. Technicality. ARMS is a third-person brawler from Nintendo that throws a left hook at traditional fighting games with a strange and unique take on the genre.
Affirmative. As the name suggests, ARMS is all about a group of interesting athletes with rather advantageous appendages in the form of elongated, elastic limbs.
What does he mean?
They got wiggly arms.
Oh, right. There's a total of 10 fighters to select from, and each has their own unique look, playstyle, and special ability to set them apart. I loved the sheer creativity in this lineup, guys. There's an arms fighter for everyone. There's even a robot fighter with a little robot dog, Darren.
Once you've picked a favourite, it's time to learn the basics.
Indeed. The goal is to KO your opponent by mixing up a range of basic punches, grabs, and combos. However, to truly master the arena, you'll need to also learn how to block and deflect each attack with the appropriate counter move. All of these can be pulled off with simple button and trigger presses if you're using a single Joy-Con, the Joy-Con grip, or the Pro controller.
However, if you hold a separate Joy-Con in each hand, the game allows you to use motion controls, and it's actually a really fun way to play.
Yeah, by tilting your wrist mid-punch, you can curve your arm and catch your opponent off guard. It's a great technique, and it always feels satisfying when you land a punch.
Playing local couch multiplayer, we had some pretty heart-stopping rounds, didn't we, Goose, eh? Good luck, Goose.
Oh, here we go, Bajo. Right.
Whoa,
good punch.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Here we go.
Right. Left again.
Oh, yes! Yes!
It's a great party game when you're both up and swinging about, but it wasn't long before I was ready to settle in with a basic controller for some single player, because nothing really beats the accuracy of thumbsticks and buttons.
That's true. The main solo mode is called Grand Prix, which pits you against a ladder of opponents based on a difficulty of your choosing. There's no real story to speak of here, but there is some background given by the commentator. Plus, each opponent's arena is unique to them in some way, and that helps to flesh out the world a bit.
Oh yeah, and those arenas can be total game changers. For instance, one spawns blocks that you can hide behind, and another has you flying around on giant spinning tops. It's just another level of madness to the already crazy competition.
As you complete events and championships, you'll earn coins that you can spend to try and win new arms for your fighters, and these can then be swapped in and out at the beginning of each round.
Yes, and depending on which combination you or your opponent select, it can add a whole new dimension of strategy. There are triple punch arms, freezing arms, wide arcing boomerang arms, and my favorite, the fishy slap arm. Slappity slap, slappity slap slap, 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 slap.
Add to that the ability to charge punches to unleash specific special attacks, and suddenly ARMS graduates from a silly parlor game into an incredibly complex fighter.
Yeah, in fact, I'd almost say a little too complex. I mean, I want to commend Nintendo on practically reinventing a genre here, but at the same time, it almost feels like they've overcooked the idea by adding just far too many elements, both on screen and under the hood.
I agree, the multiple arm variation certainly adds to the chaos, and you never feel like you can get into a good rhythm.
Fortunately, jumping into an online match is relatively hassle-free, whether you're competing in ranked play or just mucking about in party mode. Not to mention, defeating human players is always more satisfying.
Yes, this was definitely my favourite way to play ARMS. Just one-on-one against another player in a simple arena with default arms. That way, I could just focus on the clean fighting without all that crazy going on around me. And if you guys want crazy, just try the 4-player brawl. That is just punching pandemonium.
Those are just silly. There is a range of mini-games that I think are a much better way of mixing up the playstyles. Volleyball, basketball, target practice, and even a 1v100 mode are all great little distractions between standard fighting bouts, especially with friends. But even they get repetitive rather quickly.
Ding, 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 ding! Final thoughts?
Well, guys, I was really excited to see what Nintendo would do with this, especially after their masterful take on shooters with Splatoon. But no matter how hard I practice, I just never felt that same magic with ARMS, so I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing, isn't it? Because the game is dripping with style and the colourful characters and the visuals, but even with the fun we had in multiplayer, I just don't want to go back to this game for solo play, so I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
And they look quite comfortable, actually.
Yeah, they're quite comfy. Yeah, they come off really quickly, though. You just got to go like... Sorry, Goose. All right, Darren, you know what time it is.
Indeed, Bajo. Answer time! At the start of the show, I asked you this. In Splatoon, where does Mo the clownfish live? And the answer is... in Annie the shopkeeper's hair.
Oh, that game is so great, but weird.
Yeah, oh guys, we're only a few weeks away from Splatoon 2.
Yes, but there are so many great games to play before then, including a marsupial mission with Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Plus, adventure, crafting, survival in Portal Knights.
Target their weaknesses and gain the upper hand by working together.
Oh, Eyebag's the mage!
Really, Darren? I would have picked you for more of a tanking warrior class.
Oh, it's true, my chassis could absorb a lot of damage, but who else can do this?
Oh, that is pretty magical, Darren. Okay, mage it is.
Well, that's so pretty. Until next week, Bajo out.
Goose out.
Fred out.
Darren out.
I feel like I'm really there.
I don't think it's effective in battle, Darren.
No, but it is nice and distracting.